The sharp spotlight of foreign media again leads to two names that seem to have never escaped from the global discussion: Park Jimin and Jeon Jungkook. This time, not because of the official comeback, not because of a big solo project that was clearly announced, but because of a series of small moments that actually triggered a wave of wild speculation that could not be stopped. The world seems to be forced to pay attention to every movement, every expression, even every second of interaction that occurs between the two and foreign media. They really can't be silent. It all starts from a short video clip that is widely circulated on various digital platforms. In the clip, Jimin and Jungkook are seen sharing a moment that, for some people, seems ordinary. But for loyal observers, there is something that feels different. A slightly longer gaze than usual, a smile that seems to have a hidden meaning, and a small gesture that immediately triggers thousands of theories in just a matter of hours. Foreign media quickly caught this phenomenon. Entertainment portals in America, South Korea, and Europe are starting to highlight the moment with an increasingly daring point of view. Sensational titles pop up, questioning whether there is a new dynamic in the relationship between the two. Is this just a friendship that is getting stronger? Or is there something deeper that has never been revealed to the public? What makes the situation even more heated is how global fans, ARMY, react. Instead of suppressing speculation, their reaction actually increased the wave of discussion. Every detail is analyzed endlessly. Hand movements, direction of sight, even pauses in conversation become a long discussion material that seems to be endless. In the fast-paced digital world, one small moment can turn into a global phenomenon overnight, and that's what happened to Jimin and Jungkook. But behind all this hustle and bustle, there is another side that is rarely discussed. The pressure they have to face as a public figure with millions of pairs of eyes that keep watching. Their every action is no longer just their own. Every interaction can be interpreted differently by different people. And this is where the biggest irony lies. The more they try to be themselves, the more the world tries to interpret them in a way that they may never intended. Some pop culture analysts even call this phenomenon the overinterpretation era, where the public no longer only enjoys what is seen, but also tries to dig up the meaning behind everything that is actually simple. In the context of Jimin and Jungkook, this becomes very relevant. Their closeness that has been woven over the years is now seen through a much more intense and, sometimes, exaggerated lens. On the other hand, there are also media that try to take a more neutral approach. They highlighted that the relationship between BTS members is indeed known to be very close, even like a family. What is seen between Jimin and Jungkook could be just a reflection of the bond. But unfortunately, voices like this are often drowned in the midst of dramatic narratives that attract more public attention. It cannot be denied. The attraction of Jimin and Jungkook as individuals or as a duo is indeed extraordinary. Their charisma on stage, their personality off stage, and the long journey they have gone through together create a strong foundation for every story that comes up about them. And when two figures with that much influence are involved in one slightly different moment, the world will automatically react. Speculation also develops in various directions. Some associate it with a new music project, some suspect that there is a dynamic change in the group, and not a few have created a much more complex theory. But until now, there is no official confirmation that really explains what really happened. And maybe that's where the power of all this lies, the uncertainty that makes people keep asking, keep guessing, and keep paying attention. Interestingly, this phenomenon also shows how the relationship between artists and the public has changed significantly in the digital era. In the past, information about celebrities came from a limited source. Now, everyone can become an analyst by capitalizing on short videos and personal opinions. This creates an ecosystem where speculation can grow faster than the fact itself. In the midst of all this, Jimin and Jungkook continue their activities as usual. There is no specific statement, no clarification that directly responds to the speculations that are circulating. This attitude actually adds a layer of mystery that makes the public even more curious. Do they choose to be silent because there is nothing to explain, or because they know that whatever they say can actually increase the controversy? One thing is for sure, this phenomenon once again proves how much influence BTS has, even in seemingly small things. Jimin and Jungkook, with all their charm and complexity, have become the center of the world's attention without the need to do anything big. And maybe that's what makes their story always interesting to follow. In the end, the biggest question remains in the air. Is all this just the result of an overactive collective imagination, or is there something we don't know yet? The world may not have the answer yet, but one thing is clear. As long as Jimin and Jungkook are still in the spotlight, speculations like this will never really stop. And foreign media? They will continue to write, continue to observe, and continue to try to uncover the story behind every small moment that somehow always manages to be big. The wave of speculation did not stop. In fact, it grew bigger, like a snowball rolling uncontrollably. After the first video clip caught the world's attention, another recording appeared, another angle, even old photos that were brought up again as if they had a new meaning. Every detail of the past is now treated like a puzzle piece that must be put together to find the truth that actually does not necessarily exist. The names of Park Jimin and Jeon Jungkook continue to dominate the headlines of foreign media, not only entertainment portals but also mainstream media that are usually more careful in building narratives. They begin to discuss not only the moment but also the long history of their relationship, how they grew together under industrial pressure, how they supported each other in difficult times, and how that closeness formed naturally over the years. But this is where things start to feel different. Some media began to question whether the public had been too innocent to see the relationship between BTS members. Does everything that is shown in front of the camera really reflect the existing reality? Or is there layers of emotions that have been neatly stored, only occasionally leaking in unexpected moments like the ones that are now viral? The question spread quickly, and without realizing it, public opinion began to split. On the one hand, there are those who believe that all this is just a form of sincere friendship. They see Jimin and Jungkook as two individuals who have gone through many things together: hard training, global pressure, to expectations that never recede. For them, it is natural if there are emotional moments that look more intense, because their relationship is indeed built on unusual experiences. But on the other hand, there is a group that feels that there is something that cannot be explained just with the word friendship. They point to a pattern, not just one moment, but a series of interactions that, in their opinion, have a certain consistency. Repeated gazes, similar gestures, even timing of presence in various occasions. All of that, for them, is not a coincidence. This debate got hotter when a famous entertainment journalist from America called this phenomenon as the most analyzed friendship in modern pop culture. A statement that sounds simple but has a big impact. In an instant, the discussion about Jimin and Jungkook is no longer just a topic among fans, but also a study material in the broader context of popular culture. And in the midst of it all, one thing is starting to become apparent. It's no longer about one video. This is about how the world sees two figures that have been considered open, but still have a lot of room for interpretation. It's about how the public, unknowingly, creates their own narrative based on small pieces that may never have been meant to be something big. What is even more surprising is how some media began to associate this phenomenon with the strategy of the entertainment industry itself. Some speculate that moments like this, intentionally or not, have a big impact on public engagement. That the resulting attention, both positive and controversial, indirectly benefits all parties. But this theory also receives strong criticism. Many feel that associating personal relationships with marketing strategies is a form of reduction that goes too far. That not everything should be seen through a business lens. That behind all this, there is a real human with real feelings. And maybe this is where the core of all this drama lies. Among the millions of comments, analysis, and theories circulating, Jimin and Jungkook's own voices are almost inaudible. They remain silent, still carrying out their activities, as if everything that happened out there was just noise that did not need to be responded to. But it is their silence that becomes the biggest fuel for speculation. Because in a world that is thirsty for answers, silence is often considered a mystery. Some observers even began to notice small changes in the way they appeared in public. Do they look more cautious? Does their interaction become more limited? Or is it still the same as before? Every change, no matter how small, is now analyzed with almost unreasonable intensity.